Welcome to the second Melon Report. I'm your host, Melon Mike. I'm not trying to shake my leg. Uh, so we were supposed to do these bi-weekly, so I'm just giving a little explanation before I go into these updates because we have a lot of updates. We were supposed to have a Melon Report last week. I was out sick, got ill. The whole house got ill, so that's why we're a little behind on that one. And let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at here. Just making sure that we are keeping that communication up with the community. So I wanted to leave a little message in the Facebook community group, and I think that's where we keep our information. That's like where we talk directly to the people the most. And if you're not joined in our Facebook community on Facebook, make sure you go ahead and do that. Uh, Welcome in, Heresy Family Vlogs. Caleb, welcome in. Um, but yeah, man, I'm feeling better. And thanks for the get well wishes on that post I put up. Family's doing better. Dom, appreciate that. I had to from the last stream, even updates from the last stream, just on Melon itself. Some things that directly affected this Melon Report are going to be on this list. So I'll go over those here in a little bit. We do have a couple of things that I want to touch on as far as we do our updates. Not, I don't think I have any bug fixes with the exception of the super chat on YouTube. Features that are on the way. And then I know Caleb reached out to me via DM about getting the users on Melon to do interviews, and just kind of to showcase your content. And I'll go into that later on as well. But I hope everybody's having a great day so far. We here it's Friday, close to the weekend. My son went to go do his little meet his teacher today. He starts preschool on Monday, so that's exciting for me. Got my Melon gear finally. I know last stream I was talking about. I gotta have my Melon gear on. I had a plain green T-shirt on last time. I think I moved my desk from over here. My desk was on this side of the room. There was a little windowsill, and Veronica, our team QA, was like, "Yo, what is that over your head?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I had to go back and look, and it was like the windowsill I had just creeping in the window. So I pivot my desk over here with all my little superhero Spider-Man and then my I Love Daddy stuff. You grew almost 3,000. Hold on. Let me highlight that, Harrison. Hold on. Grew almost 3,000 on YouTube after using Melon. That's fire. I love that. Look, hey, like Caleb. Flames. What up, RV? So yeah, just a slight update on me, but you don't care about me. Let's talk about Melon, right? So updates. Like I mentioned earlier, super chat coloring on the YouTube highlighted message. So like on YouTube, you can use channel points or use you can pay to have your chat appear a different color and highlight it differently. That shows up 1-to-1 in Melon now, so you can see that color change, and when you display it on the screen, it'll be that color as well. We do have some new layouts, and I want to showcase that because these are pretty cool. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's share this one here. Yeah. And these two next things I'm going to mention are work in conjunction with each other. So this is pretty great. So I'm going to show my shared screen here. Oh, infinite. Welcome in, Joel. Welcome in, Kitchen Draft. So let me move that up here so it's not in the way. So now, as you can see over here, we do have a few other selections that you can choose from, and I'll just click over here. These are the ones that you're probably used to, but these are nice. So you could do that one. So we can kind of have, a face a little bit bigger so you can see yourself along with the content that you're sharing. You have this one here. So if you have multiple guests that appear at the top here, I think Human City Junction was the one that recommended we add something like this. So shout out to them. Welcome in, Alexander. this one right here is one that is commonly used. This position or this position are probably one of the most common used on live streaming. Don't get dizzy. I'm spinning. Don't get dizzy. But this one is the one that I think is one of the most used ones on just streaming in general. That's not even just, interviews of games, but this one right here, this one is on the come up, and I've seen this one a lot, and I stream personally, so I see this one used a whole lot more now, and I like it because you can zoom in, you can talk about your content over here on this side, and you can zoom in on your pretty face so people can see you, and you're not all bunched down like this or like this, or you see like right here, you covered up, or for example, if you're streaming to a place like YouTube, or you're streaming to a place like Twitch, in this corner down here is usually where they have like the timer and stuff like that. And so when somebody hovers over there, especially in mobile, it kind of conflicts with your image down here. Same with on this side. If you're down in this area, that's where the play and pause and stuff usually is. So mobile is where it gets caught up. But this one right here, this one's the winner right here. This is the MVP. I like this one a lot. So, and then the next update. So on my last stream, I know I was sharing the screen. I was doing all this type of moving around, showing you how to put music on the stream and do all that. Now, what was happening is that when I would click off the share screen, it would revert me back to the default layout, which is full screen. And we know that on the last stream, I'll hide this one here, I was using this layout, so I could have the little melon logo seeds back here, right? So now Melon will remember what you had on last. So that's what I had on last. And you saw me clicking, I didn't change anything. And then I'll go back, I'll hide this again, bang, rather than going back to this default right here, which now I'll just use this one. But that's another update that we have. Harrison hype about that one. Yeah, I do like that one is big for me, just here. Now the next update I have on this list, scheduled streams. Now we did have a limit of 15 streams, right? And I'll go ahead and stop sharing for now. We did have a limit of 15 scheduled streams at a time. So, but we have upped that to 30 now. So you can schedule up to 30 streams in your scheduled stream. You can set them up. And another thing that is in conjunction with that, and I just stopped sharing my screen. Let me share it again. Hold on. So here, show on screen. So now what you can do, and I think Alan is the one that recommended this one. Shout out to Alan. When you schedule a stream, I probably can't show it here, but anyway, when you schedule a stream over here, when you're not in a scheduled stream, it'll give you the option to apply the title and description that you have to use last. And when you apply that, you can edit it. So like I can just put this back in here, have all my links, have my description, and then just episode 3 and update the date. Boom, there we go, ready to go. Just easy. But that's a big one. Now that one was a big ask. I think a lot of people were asking for that, especially Alan. Alan hit us up a couple of times about that. But it's similar to how like YouTube does. They kind of save the draft, so you can just go back and get it. Is it a way to add a text? Let me put that here. Is there a way to add a text overlay that would support more characters? The banner is dope, but sometimes more characters are helpful. Interesting you say that. And I don't know if the dev team will get mad at me for mentioning this. One of our lead engineers is actually working on this right now. So it's looking good. It's looking good. I don't have an ETA for you, but I do know I saw it, and there's a lot of characters that you can put in there. I'll say that. We had to look up the longest. We had to look up some of the longest strings in the Guinness Book of World Records. So that's the scale we on in regards to character limit now. So like that's like legit that we had to link it. So that's where we at right now with that. So as far as another update for Facebook as far as streaming is concerned, and this is specifically for our pro users. So with pro, let me hide this. With pro now, and these updates that I'm mentioning, by the way, are currently active now. And you might have already noticed them, but I'm just running through them. On Facebook, you used to could have, or on standard, you can stream up to 3 destinations on Facebook. Now with Pro, and I repeat, with Pro, you can stream up to 8 Facebook destinations. So that's a combination of 8 different locations. Like you do 4 pages, 2 groups. Well, you probably can only do 1 profile. Yeah, you only do 1 profile. That's the big thing, because all of the pages in the groups are associated with that 1 profile. So let me not get ahead of myself. So 1 profile plus 7 other destinations, if that makes more sense. And I know people are like in like 30, 40 groups. I myself I'm like 40 groups myself. So a lot of them are like Marvel fan groups. As you can see, Spider-Man, off subject, that Spider-Man trailer was nuts. But but yeah, that's a big thing for our Facebook community as well. Our people that stream to Facebook. So welcome in, Boxing Ninja. So another thing in regards to scheduled streams, you can now, I don't know. I think we were a little, I don't know. I think we were a little reactive on this one. And again, dev team, if you're watching this, don't mind me. I'm just talking. You can now, if you schedule a stream, you don't have to delete the whole scheduled stream now. You can actually go in, click on the 3 dots where you would go to delete it and edit it. So you can update the time, add or delete destinations, update the thumbnail. And you can do that now. So that's something that I think we needed, but because of the other things that we had going on, wasn't really top of the priority. But now you can do that, as well as I think I already went over the title and description updates, to avoid retyping, and then in studio translations. Last week, I can't remember. I think it was Alexander who asked for more translations, and while I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with what languages. I don't think any new languages were added, but I do know that now within Melon Studio, the translations do work. So not just the settings and the menu options. It's actually the actual things inside of Melon translate. Let me add this to the stream, Caleb. One thing Melon needs is a comment moderation in the comments area so you can remove and time out and block people. Okay, so that brings me to one of our features that we've added. We've added, I don't know if you're familiar with CloudBot, our chat bot. We've added that. And so you can create commands. And let me see if I can bring up an example of that. I had this ready to go. Okay, yeah, here we go. I don't want to do this. Let's push this over here. Share screen. There we go. There we go. So within, and I'm gonna hide this, Caleb, if you don't mind. So now we have access to another Streamlabs. Saw the Light feature. We'll look into that. Okay, so here with CloudBot, you can add different restrictions like you would with your normal thing, and this is all integrated within Melon now. So you can use this. I think you can and then you can make like commands. Like right now, I have one command set up, and I'm gonna change this so that everybody can use this here. I'm gonna use this to, and this I think this is this just for YouTube? I think it's just for YouTube. But if that works. Look at me, linking, doing it from everywhere. But so essentially, you can set up commands, you can set up timers and stuff. So like for me, when I set up timers on my regular things, and there it is, there you go, Streamlabs. There's a little delay on my side, so I didn't. There you go, Streamlabs. Now for that, let me go here. I think you can name this bot as well, so you don't have to look everybody. I think I hit it a couple times. There you go, Caleb. Yeah, see, there you go. But yeah, you can add in commands like that. I think this also, let me see, caps protection, symbol protection, link protection. Link protection is big. But I think with these commands, I think you have a few default ones here. Yeah, see. That you can use, skip, veto, loyalty, heist, poll, betting. And I think the normal ones will be in effect too. Now that this is a so like I think it's slash block slash timeout. Those things will work within the chats that you work in. And again, it's all about setting these up the way you want. And I know that with Twitch, you can actually name the bot. So instead of being at Streamlabs, when you do this on Twitch, you can name it to like, I can name it like Melon Bot or something like that. So that's gonna be big. But like I said, I use CloudBot for my personal things, but I use the side app, the standalone app. So yeah, check that out, Caleb. If you have any questions, as always, hit us up in the DMs. It's usually me or Veronica answering, or even George answering to you in the DMs. You can hit us up and we can go over that a little bit more. But for the users that have not seen this or didn't know what CloudBot was when you saw with the little widgets, just know that you have access to this now, which I don't think any of the competitors really have this going on for them right now, which is why we wanted to capitalize on this, because we are Streamlabs product. It just made sense to add it. If you're on YouTube or on Twitch or wherever you stream, and you do need to make sure that you do add this as a moderator, otherwise you won't be able to post on things. But yeah. Oh yeah. And so like this, Caleb, we appreciate that, man. And like I said, we're gonna keep on adding more features. Not only is it demanded, but as we see fit, if we see a need for it, or we see something that is missing in the market, we're gonna keep adding those. But I think that's all I really have for like updates and such. But I do want to touch on one other thing before we get into Q&A. And that's the having users on for kind of like creative spotlight. Now I know we've mentioned there was a mention of interest in the past. I know Caleb reached out about that. I know Andre reached out about that as well, or talked about it in the chat. If you are creating content, especially if you're using Melon, obviously you wouldn't be here if you wouldn't use Melon. Reach out to us via DM, and I'll respond to you, and just make sure you leave your link to your content and or maybe even a couple of streams, so we kind of get a feel of what you do with Melon and how you're using Melon, and then we'll kind of work out a time of what we want to do, or kind of go from there, like as far as who we want to have on stream and what we want to kind of showcase here. But definitely want to get, that's a big step in the right direction as far as getting more engagement with each other, because again, we are at service to y'all. We work for y'all. So we want to make sure that this product is the best that it can be. And we also want to make sure that our current users, our users that are like loyal to the product, are getting the most that they can get it to. And I think by showcasing how proud we are of you guys using the product and using it in ways that we couldn't even imagine, this is going to be big for us. So, so like I said, hit us up in the DMs either now or after the stream, and we can kind of go from there. But are there any questions? Anybody running into any issues with Melon? Anybody, have a bug they're running into? We can kind of talk about. I do know that within the support chat, because I reached out to Alex and I reached out to Veronica, we do have quite a bit of users reaching out about not getting audio to their stream or having a black screen. And I think a lot of that centers around this. And I'll share my screen again. So a lot of that kind of centers around this right here. And I'll use this so it makes this bigger. Let me turn my overlay off just for now. There we go. So a lot of this has to do with this right here. So when you go through your initial setup, and let me bring my chat back up so I can see this little lock right here in the top left-hand corner, and I'm using Chrome here. A lot of that has to do with allowing these two things here. So if you don't allow these, audio will not come through from your device or from your camera. Now, outside of that, I think and this happened again at the beginning of when we first started with Melon. If you do not have your camera added to Melon, it will it won't pick up audio. It won't pick up audio at all. And that's the thing. And but then I add myself back, and obviously, there you go, audio. And that's another big thing. Let's see. So for example, Caleb, I'll get to that question here. Let's see. The only time I've had an issue with the black screen is when I accidentally used the wrong browser. Let's see. What browser were you using, RV, if you know what I'm asking? Aristo, let's see what you said here. So for example, I'm using Amazing Melon from my laptop, but my game, for example, Minecraft, is showing a black screen. So when it comes to games, and I've tested a couple of different things as far as, screen sharing. One, obviously, you want to make sure you're sharing the correct screen. That's probably not the issue here. But two, a lot of those apps, when you alt tab, and if you're using it for your laptop, I'm assuming you only have a one screen setup. A lot of those apps, when you alt tab, it freezes the feed on the actual game itself. So I know GTA is like that. I know some of the older games are like that, such as some of the older fighting games. I need to make sure that Melon used the NVIDIA and Minecraft also. So is that Minecraft that you're streaming? Is that from the browser, or is that from the actual an actual Minecraft .exe? Let's see. Yep, but I managed to fix. So so you fixed it by switching it to NVIDIA, to a different graphics card? Interesting. Let's see. The actual EXE. Okay. How many users are currently using Melon? And how many are pro subscriptions? That's a very good question. And Kitchen Draft, if you want to drop that in the Facebook community, if you're not already a part of the Facebook community, if you want to drop that, I can get that answer for you after stream. I can get those numbers for you though. Let's see. Make sure you're using the video one. Okay. So Veronica, if you're here, if you're seeing that, I'm gonna take note of that. I know that because Melon is and does best when you're doing streams like this, or interviews, or podcasts. I know that it works great. how can I make a video? Can I make a video on how I fix it in the community? Definitely. Yo, go ahead and post that, and I'll make sure to either add that to our pins or do something with that and get that over to the team as well. See, how do I get Facebook comments to show up during live stream? Okay, educated natural, and Caleb, I didn't forget your question. I'm scrolling back up to get to it. How do I get Facebook comments to show up during live stream? I see YouTube ones, but not the Facebook ones. So this all depends on what Facebook destination you're streaming to. So if you're streaming to a page or to a profile, and if it's not set to private, then those will come through. If you're streaming to like a Facebook group, due to the way the Facebook group and API is set up, those won't come through. And that doesn't have anything to do with like how we do it. It's just a matter of how Facebook has their API set up, and this just them kind of like it's mainly on the Facebook side of things. So until they kind of correct that, or I don't even know if it's something they looking to correct, but until they kind of adjust that, chat from groups more than likely will not show up here, or they will show up as just like what they call it, Facebook user, and it won't even show their name. Let's see, here we go. Will the support chat ever be 24/7, or will it mainly be 9 to 5 operation for now? Could we see this in the future sometime? So I know we used to offer 24/7, but because we were such a small team on the support end of things, it really was a disservice to both us and you guys, because you would users would post questions or report a bug at like 2 a.m. and while one of the big dogs like George, which shout out to George, he's the man, never sleeps. I'm sorry, I'm putting your business out there. He can't get to them all, and of course I'm sleep. So it's like it really didn't make sense to have that just sitting out there and then that not be true. So depending on the amount of coverage that we have is depending on the amount of the volume of support. It's the volume of like support emails or support chats or things like that. So if we're getting flooded and we need that extra coverage, I think then that's when we'll adjust. But for right now, since we're such a small team, I think it's mainly going to stay that 8 Pacific to 5 Pacific time. So, but definitely, again, if it calls for it in the future, we definitely make adjustments here. I'm not sure how many people feel about the need of. Okay, so Radu, so this is as far as features on the way, this right here, because of the demand, is number one with a bullet point at the top of our list of getting out. Again, I don't have an ETA, but I do know that we have been discussing how we would go about this, and I don't want to just say like, oh, here it comes and not have a solid date for you. So, but because of the demand, the high demand is one of our most demanded feature requests. We cannot ignore this. So these are definitely coming. It is definitely needed. Melon is a part of Streamlabs. Correct. Melon is a part of Streamlabs. Yo, shout out to George. Yeah, Melon is a product of Streamlabs. Correct. How many of you guys are using like a link tree or anything like that? Like for all your like content links. And let me get this off because I think I'm getting a little inception here. Because and I don't know why that sparked a thought in my head as far as let me put that back on. Streamlabs is concerned, but if you're using Linktree, Streamlabs does have an option, have a product called Willow that serves the same purpose, and you have little bit more customizable options there. Look at me trying to speak English, man. Hate to see it, but definitely check out Willow. You can see that on the Streamlabs site as well. I use it. I think a lot of our team uses it, and I've been seeing a lot of the big streamers using it as well. I only use Facebook for streaming. And you mainly stream Minecraft, Haristo? I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm just reading how I see it. I apologize. No, exactly what they said here. If you have any issues, make sure you post them in the community. I try to get to all of them between me and Veronica. So just make sure that you're a part of that community one. And again, the link is in the description here, and on the description of this stream. And just make sure you reach out, and we'll get around to getting your question answered, or at least point you in the right direction. Have told my community about Melon. A lot of them signed up. We definitely appreciate that, Caleb. And I know we communicate often. So I know you're repping the brand. You're repping the brand great. So we definitely appreciate you and your hard work. Definitely. Because, for example, I find some issues with Streamlabs debug and fix. So, yo, Risto, put that in the put this here in the community as well, because again, I don't have the answer for that. I would have to reach out again, and I don't know if one of our engineers or even Veronica's in here to answer that for you offhand, but I can make sure to get an answer for you for that. Let me check something else here. Let's see. I'm just making sure that team is looking here. Got it. Okay. So let's see. Sometimes the chat from Twitch is not working. Okay, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know. And again, any bugs you find you run into, any bugs you run into, any issues that you find, definitely report them, because we want to attack those and get on those immediately. Twitch changes their web sockets. Okay. Hey, speaking of George, speaking of the man himself, there he is. Shout out to George again. One of the big dogs on the Melon team. He's great to work with. Great person in general. When I was going through it, when I was sick, he was keeping tabs on me, and that was much appreciated. So the real time communication. There you go, George. Love you, George. We all love you, George. Yeah, George gets stuff done. George gets stuff taken care of. George is a man. So I can't speak highly of him enough. Him and Veronica and the rest of the team, really appreciate them here. But other than that, the man, the myth, the legend, Oat. Oat is the man in his own right too, man. Shout out to Oat. Oat gets a lot of the stuff that you guys are requesting, and a lot of the stuff you see visually gets that going. So speaking of legends, and you guys will get to know them here in the future as well. But any other questions for me today? I gotta stop shaking my leg, man. To the other melons, Melon George and Melon Veronica, Melon Oat. So some simple live stream setup. So as far as that, in regards to you, what do you mean, like actually like gear? Are you talking about how to set up a live stream, like for Melon within Melon? Oh, like the configuration for a better live stream. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. So, so a lot of this stuff that you can configure is Melon will be growing so much this year. Appreciate that. So a lot of this stuff is kind of hands off in regards to like making sure like it's a simple to use. So as far as correct configuration is concerned, a lot of this will come down to, I'm gonna share my screen again. Dang. I might even do this. Let me hide this. I don't like that. I like this still. A lot of this comes down to set up within the audio, within the video that you're using here, the resolution of the video that you have in here, and then let me see if I can bring this up over here. These settings over here, so like output. So you can toggle. I'm not toggling that off right now, but you can toggle that off, and it'll be like 720p, I believe, for standard. And then I think this, like as far as configuration is concerned, is not really too crazy in that regard. A lot of this stuff is like visually, so like show names. I could speaker indicator that when people join, that type of thing, like the ticker. I don't even think I have the ticker on. Like a lot of that is just coming down to that. As far as like visually, like get it to run smoother, it'll be coming down to this stuff right here, this stuff right here. So making sure that you're using the resolution that works for you and your setup. Sound wise, I would adjust these three things here. So stereo audio here. So like, let's say if I want to control my volume manually, just do this here. Okay. Oh, I don't want to do that because I already speak loud. But you can turn that up here. Audio echo cancellation. So like if you have a little background noise, and it'll give you a description here. You can turn that on, but you can't have the song toggled on with that. But I think again, a lot of that's configuration is a lot of real hands off. Now, as far as getting to run smoothly, I would say a heavy portion of that depends on your connection and your actual hardware itself. So what your CPU can handle and their connection to the internet in that regard. Let's see. What are the steps to ensure that there's a recording of live streams on Melon so we can download later? Oh, I just showed that. So as far as that is concerned, let me bring up my menu again. Let me go back to mention. So whether you're doing a recording only, or if you're just doing a just straight up stream, or even a test, you would go to your. I'm gonna get all the way out of this. So you go to menu, settings, and make sure that this is toggled on here. This is toggled pink, because this will record anything that you do. Anytime you hit the go live button, anytime you just hit go recording, it'll record everything here, and then it'll store it in your settings. I don't want to click on that because it'll take me away from the stream itself. But you will always, and you'll find it over there. Now, keep in mind, as I mentioned, we did raise it. I believe we raised the save streams to 30. So if you're doing a bunch of test streams, and I've done this to myself, so I'm telling you this because I've experienced this, and I don't want nobody else to run into this issue. Because you have 30 slots, and it used to be 15 again. If you're doing a bunch of tests to kind of check the quality, see how things are going, it will at that 30 mark, it will start overriding the oldest one. So just make sure that you keep that in mind when you're doing a bunch of tests or when you're doing streams, or like if you're doing a stream and you know it's something that you're gonna probably want to record later, like this one. I'm gonna download this later, and I'm gonna probably make, and I'm gonna not probably, I will be making clips to make, condensed versions for like different outlets. So you just have something for you guys to kind of snag on, like digestible bites in that regard. And shout out to Dom for that idea. Just make sure that this is toggled on over here. You can find it in your settings here, and then you'll click on settings and it'll be in your past broadcasts and recordings. You have an option to download the video or audio depending on the tier you have. So 3:40 a.m. Oh my gosh. Have you been, man, you on that you on that George sleep schedule over there. Oh my goodness. No, but yeah, that's how you ensure that you're streaming it, and it'll appear over there so you can download later. And I think what we ran into a lot of what was happening is that because we had that 15 limit, people were recording tests because you want to check the quality, you want to make sure you're good. And because this is web based, this is a lot of your quality and stuff of that is dependent on your network, and that fluctuates over time. So you want to check and make sure that you're having a good experience. So I even do a couple of those tests. I got a bunch of tests over here that before I went live today, so I could see like, am I looking good? Am I looking nice? How the stream looking? How I'm sounding? Because I just want to make sure that everything is good for you guys. But when we were at 15, I think we got a lot of users reaching out like, I need my recording back from April, and it's like July, and you've recorded like 600 of them, and it's like, not 600. I was exaggerating. You recorded like 30 more, and it's like it's gone, and there's literally nothing we can do about it, and which is unfortunate. But that's just the way that the cloud storage is set up. But I think just having that knowledge now, moving forward, is going to help out a lot of users to kind of be more proactive about, if I know I want to use this content in the future, or if I even have plans on it. If I'm taking, here's a great step. If you're going through the trouble of recording it, or make sure that you get it recorded, just get in the habit of downloading it. And that's not just in regards to Melon, that's in regards to anything that you do content wise. If you take an extra step to actually record it, just make sure you got to save somewhere, backed up somewhere, because you never know when that will come up. You never know if you predicted something like Doc Ock being in the new Spider-Man, and you need it to prove that you said this a year ago, and then you don't have it, like me. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, okay. Thank you. For the longest, I wasn't able to turn that toggle on for record. Today allowed me to do so. And if you run into that, Educated Natural, again, make sure you reach out to us, and we'll try to get to the bottom of that the best we can. But and you may have already done that. So again, just having the knowledge that is gonna help people a lot. Love the Melon shirt, great swag. I got a pink one upstairs. I let my wife pick out this one today. I wanted to wear the pink one so bad. But she was like, just put on the black, just be a little bit more formal than the pink. But my wife always trying to put a bud in the fun a little bit, but she look out for me. But anything else, guys, before I close out and get back to helping other users on the helping other users on the platform? Man, I was talking to my leg just now, just shaking. Ended the stream at 11 p.m. Then we had a call after the show, had some sleep for an hour, then woke up, saw Melon was live and hopped on. Yo, we appreciate that, Caleb, man. Jeez. 3:40 a.m., 3:40, was it 3:45 now? Whew. But definitely get some rest after this stream is over, man, because I couldn't imagine being up at 3:40 and like, I'm gonna drop into a live stream. Nah, not me. I'm going to bed. Go to bed. Taking my sleepy head to bed. Good. Well, it looks like we're kind of slowing down again. I'm gonna be around on the Facebook community group. If you've not joined that, make sure you go to Facebook, look up go to the Melon page, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring that up right now because there's an easier way to don't have the link. You can actually get to it from go to Melon. So if you don't have the link to the Facebook community group, there's an easier way to do it than the kind of searching for those links. You can go. Let me share the screen again. Y'all, I just love sharing screen. Now that we got that update for this little thing right here, well, I'll be you. I'm gonna be using this. So you go to our Melon Facebook group here, and you can go to click on groups right here, and you can click on community. Look, there's Caleb right there. You click on community, and you can either request to join, or we can invite you. And if you still having trouble from that previous group, you can even make a post here in the full on Melon page, and I'll get you over. Oh, it's me. Hi y'all. Hi Facebook. But yeah, that's it for me today. I think. If you're not joining the community, make sure you do that. If you're not following us on socials, on Twitter, Instagram, make sure you follow us there, as well as Reddit and LinkedIn. I think I'm live on LinkedIn right now as well. So just make sure you follow all of those to stay up to date of what we're doing. And we'll be sure to get all these things that you guys requested because we know we need them. We're working on them hard, especially the music thing. We hear you loud and clear. We're working on that. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all showing up for me, and I will see you guys, depending on if I don't get sick again, and I shouldn't get sick again. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, if not sooner. But again, if you want to be showcased on the show, reach out to me via DMs, the Melon DMs, and we'll get further communication there. So you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna take myself on and work on some clips. Have a wonderful day.